Hey guys, welcome back to Barbecue with Buck. I hope everybody's doing great. The time this video goes up, it'll be after Thanksgiving. This is actually a meal that I'm prepping for someone for Thanksgiving, but I kind of wanted to hold off on it so I wouldn't flood everybody with videos and we'd have time to maybe do a little bit better editing and learn a thing or two. We'll see how that goes. But this one is going to be salmon. I've got 2 large fillets, beautiful salmon. And one thing I have already done is I went through and scaled them. As you can see on the back, you want to scale your fish. You don't want to leave that on there. It's going to make a mess after it's done cooking. I didn't think to show y'all how to do that. If you don't know how to scale a fish, I guess I'll have to blame your dad for that. But a couple things you want to do. You want to come in here and score. And I'll show you this up close in a second. You don't want to cut all the way through, but you want to cut about halfway through. So you want more than just a little mark. This is going to allow us to do 2 things. It's going to allow us to get flavor into the bottom part of the salmon, which is obviously important. But it also allows, as we're marinating this overnight, it's going to allow for things to get in there under that skin and help it separate just a little bit from the meat. And when we put it on that grill, we'll start out with some pretty high heat. And that skin will separate a little bit more. And then when we move it to the smoker, it's going to be able to get some heat between those 2 surfaces and help that skin get crusty. Because there's nothing worse than just slimy skin on the bottom of your salmon. So I have a homemade sweet chili Thai rub that I made here, or not rub, it's a marinade. We'll pour a little bit on the back, and I'm going to rub that in. I don't want to waste a whole lot on this, just enough to get it good and coated, because we are going to flip that backside down. We'll go ahead and do this one while it's on the table. Let's get it good and get it rubbed in there. Okay, then we'll come in here and we'll lay a good bit to the top. I like to leave this in the refrigerator for no less than 4 hours, but my preference is to leave it in there overnight if it's possible. If you have the time, if you don't, get you a few hours in at least. I wouldn't recommend going less than 2 hours. It just, the marinade is not strong enough in flavor for it to pick up and stay for that long. Also on these, since it is salmon and it's for other people, not myself, I tend to go a little sweeter on the side of that sweet chili. And then you can add additional sauces to offer that are a little bit spicier. But this is what it's going to look like. And we're going to put that in the refrigerator overnight. And then we'll be putting it on pecan wood. A lot of people have their preference of wood. If I'm doing any kind of fish, and a lot of times poultry as well, I don't think there's anything out there better than pecan wood. I could use some maple, maybe oak, but oak's probably going to be a little too smoky for most people. So get you some pecan wood, whether you've got it seasoned in your garage, or you can also buy chunks, and you can also buy chips at places like Lowe's and online. Soak them in water. I would recommend hot water. Place them on your hot coals and let them do the work. We want to cook this pretty low. I would normally go about 235, 240, and keep the smoke rolling and let it ride.